good evening and welcome to TC Network. I am Tingni Tim Hauki bringing you today's news. Today's top headlines include barricades set up by women folk of Moray Hlang Nom Veng dismantled, expressed as displeasure. Nagaland Indigenous People Forum to host symposium on India-Myanmar border issue at Dimapur invites Kuki Inpi Tingnopal. News in details. Women folk in Moray at Hlang Nom Veng shows displeasure and discontentment over various leaders of Moray town. A barricade set up by women folk and leaders of the town to prevent entry of commandos were dismantled last night by unknown miscreants. On hearing the news, the women folk rushed to the spot and summoned our correspondents in Moray town and deliberated on the pertaining issue. One of the women said, according to the order issued by the center, women folk had been taking active part in this time of ethnic violence without help and support of the male counterparts. Women folk set up barricades in a number of places in order to prevent entry of commandos, but unfortunately, barricades set up were destroyed last night, she said. Expressing her discontentment over the incident, she said it is very disheartening and sad to see such untoward actions. Disrespecting each other will bring no good among us, and therefore it is time to do away with such hatred and work hand in hand with the women folk, she added. Meanwhile, women folk in Hlang Nom Veng have never disrespected anyone and will continue to do so, said one of the women, and urges people of the town to support each other. She also warns if anyone is found doing such action, that is dismantling of barricade and the likes, in the future, the women folk of Hlang Nom Veng will take befitting action against such individual or group. At present, we are in the state of jeopardy, and as such, leaders of the town need to rest their mind, said one of the women. Therefore, it is time of people to come together and push our cause forward, she urged. Therefore, any individual in dismantling the barricade will be taken into account and will not remain in silent spectator anymore, she added. Now that the barricades have been reset, and if anyone destroying them without our acknowledgement will face dire consequences, warned the woman. Nagaland Indigenous People Forum has invited the Kuki Inpi Tingnopal to participate in a symposium of India-Myanmar border issue, which will be organized at Dimapur on February 16. The symposium will be organized in the theme Reconsidering the Removal of Free Movement Regime and Border Fencing, a holistic approach to India-Myanmar relations. The key issues to be addressed in the symposium are 1. Historical and political illogicality, to examine the historical and political context surrounding the FMR and border fencing, emphasizing its contradiction with India's neighborhood first and Act East policy. 2. Misconceptions and reality critically assess the reasons cited for border fencing, such as containing conflict spillover, curbing illegal trade, tackling insurgencies, addressing illegal migration, and highlight the misconceived nature of these justifications. 3. Alternative solutions. Discuss alternative measures and changes in laws and policies that the government of India could implement to address the concerns raised while fostering positive relations with the neighboring country. 4. UN Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People. Examine how the principles outlined in the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples could guide and inform a more inclusive and respectful approach to the border issue. Representatives from North States and academia are also expected to participate in the symposium. Falsified information should not be quoted in future, says Kuki Chief Association Tauzian Bloc in response to allegations of Rongmei Naga Students Organization, Manipur. The Kuki Chief Association Tauzian Bloc has appealed to the Rongmei Naga Students Association, Manipur, that falsified information should not be quoted in future so that the peace and tranquility prevails in our area. Stating that they have taken note of the press release issued by RNSOM regarding railway staff being detained on 30 January, the association clarified in a release issued on Friday that the statement issued by RNSOM is based on wrong information on their part. Kuki Chief Association Tauziang Block informed that the Kuki in Pizuri, Tamenglong and Nonay had clarified regarding the misinformation on the next day itself through a press release, along with providing copies to Superintendent of Police of Tamenglong, Jiribam and CO39AR. The association also clarified to the Railway Authority as well as that of the general public that a viral message in which a warning issued to the government against the resumption of Jiribam Hongsang train is unfounded and without any basis, informing the general public that there is no organization by the name Kuki Zo Volunteers Western Zone. The Kuki Chief Association Tauziang Block appeals to the public that such unfounded message should not be circulated in social media, as it can create confusion and panic among the people. RNSOM on February 8 had issued a release and alleged that railway staff were detained and later released after issuing live threat on 30 January by around 50 cookies in camouflage uniform between Jiribam and Vangay Chungpao. RNSOM also stated that there is a report of threat again in social media's warning with unforeseen consequences for the train and its passengers between Vangay Chungpao and Kaimai station by Kuki Zo Volunteers Western Zone against the operation of Jiribam Hongsang train. The KSO Lamka had been doing various noteworthy and obligatory works for the IDPs since the beginning of the conflict till that. Of all the noble works, the IDP's Market Set and KSO Community School, both situated at Tuibong Peace Ground, are the most recent and notable ones. In regards to the Market Set, our reporters had visited the site and addressed the unwanted scenarios occurring at the place. The hard work and generosity of the KSO had been somehow put to waste, since most of the vendors had deserted the place to sit in other places or besides the already crowded roadside, making it a hassle for parking and pedestrians as well. The main reason as to why most of the vendors shifted is due to lack of customers, which indirectly points at the public. And again, the KSO Community School is also under maintenance while the admission is ongoing and will be open until 17th of February. This community school is non-profit school organized by the KSO especially for the IDPs who cannot afford private school or doesn't get seats in government schools. Admission fee of 500 rupees and tuition fee of 200 rupees are collected for maintenance of the school. Hello Lamka, I am Tingnay Team Hokip reporter from TCN office and I'm here with my videographer Sisi Mangte, and today we are going to cover various works of the KSO, that is the IDP Market Set and also the KSO Community Schools. First, let's go and have a look at the KSO IDP Market Set. We are now here at the IDP Market Set, Tuibong Peace Ground, which is arranged by the KSO Lamka Block for the people, for the refugees who have been influx into Churachandpur due to the current crisis of the state. As we can see, the market sets, there are various market sets which has been allocated to certain person who wants to do certain business in this place. The people are given the choice to do what type of business they want. There is no restrictions, as we can see. Some of them are selling clothes, some are selling cosmetics, and some are selling vegetables. And this market set has been arranged mainly for the IDPs so that they can once again start their business, earn their livelihood, and stand on their feet again. But what do we see here? Like, many of the stalls have been empty, and we can see that only few of the stalls are occupied. At first, all the stalls have been occupied. There has been demand for more stalls. But what happened today, we can see that most of the stalls are already empty, and that
there are no much customers. The main reason why the stalls are empty is that, according to a report received by one of the women who opened stall here, these stalls are left empty due to no customers. The stall owners report that there are no customers, and that is the reason why many of the stall owners have shifted their stalls and their business to another place inside the town, that is in Tuibong Bazaar or New Lamka Bazaar. The KSO has taken up these big steps because of their concern for us, but why are we turning down their offer and leaving these places vacant like this? And why are we crowding the already crowded Tuibong Bazaar and New Lamka Bazaar, sitting beside the roads and leaving no space for parking? The Tuibong Bazaar and New Lamka Bazaar has become very chaotic because you all transferred there. We request you to come back and sit here, and we request even the public to go shopping here to buy your groceries or to buy whatever you need, because as we can see, at first almost every item has been sold here, but due to lack of customers, many of the
routine for Class 12 examination under the Council of Higher Secondary Education Manipur, as released by the Controller of Examination COSEM, is as follows. English on February 21, MIL on February 24, Chemistry, Education, Business Studies on 27 February, Biology and History on 1st March, Physics, Political Science and Accountancy on 4 March, Mathematics on 7 March, Psychology and Music on 9 March, Human Ecology and Family Science on 12 March, Engineering, Drawing, Sociology and Thangta on 14 March, Statistics, Fine Arts, Health and Physical Education on 16 March, Geology and Geography on 19 March, Computer Science and Philosophy on 21 March, Anthropology and Economics on 22 March, and Elective Language, Bengali, English, Hindi, Manipuri on 23rd March. According to the Cabinet Expansion meeting held last 5th February 2024, the following have been appointed as the new executive members of Kuki Inpi Southwest Sadar Hills, Kangpopi District for the term 2024 to 2026. President, Dama Vaipai of Nahuzang Village. Overall Admin, Neemin Lin Haukip of El Zangnom Pai Village. Vice President, Administrator and Relief, Sekhungam Misao of Ti Hunom Village. Vice President, Education, Nekhulam Haukip of Tingkai Village. Vice President, External Affairs, Tong Khup Dongel of Hokkien Village. General Secretary, Spiritual Nurture, Saitin Lin Tautang of Ke Bahom Village. Joint Secretary, Trade and Commerce, Hemin Kipgen of Haibung Village. Finance, James Misao of Ponlin Village. Media Information and Publicity, Han Ho Hao Lot Jem of Olmun Village. Defense, Ngamin Sat Kipgen of Tuikun Village. Rehabilitation and Resettlement, Din Thang Haukip of Sazal Village. Road and Transport, Pauzalam Chongloy of Leimachong. Custom and Culture, Lamsat Kipgen of El Zanglin Pai. Hell, S. Athang Haukip of S. Sahaibung Village. Advisors are Pausay Kipgen of El Pozang Village and Letngam Haukip of Kotjim Village. As even the names of places become contested in Strive Tone Manipur, the upcoming Manipur Assembly session is likely to see a bill that proposes using names not authorized by the government a punishable offense. As per the Indian Express, through the course of the conflict, as either Kukis or Meiteis fled areas where they were in a minority, the names of places also become contested. The most prominent example is over the name of the Kuki Zomi-dominated district Chorochanpur and its district headquarters town with the same name. The name draws from Chorochan Singh, the Meitei king of the Manipur kingdom from 1891 to 1941, and while people from the Kuki Zomi community have been using the name Lamka for the town for a long time now, during the course of the conflict, Lamka started appearing on homes, shops, and even government institutions and offices. Another instance that had garnered attention with a locality in Imphal known as Paiteveng. Paite is a Jo subtribe and Veng means colony, where the name Kwa Kaitil Ning Them Kol was asserted by resident Meiteis through a new signboard. This tug of war also finds a reflection in the names of places on Google Maps. On Friday, the Manipur government announced that the state's next assembly session will begin on February 28, the second since the start of the ethnic conflict on May 3rd last year. The previous one was just a day long on August 29 and lasted all of 11 minutes. It wrapped up without a mention of the violence which has engulfed the state. Among the bills that the government is looking to table this time is the Manipur Names of Places Bill 2024. A proposal for the bill, prepared by the Land Resources Department and approved by the State Cabinet, states that the objective is a law to establish an institutional mechanism to enforce correct uses of names of places, as well as to lay down procedures for giving names to places and also for altering names of places. The draft bill proposes to make the misuse of names of places a punishable offense with a penalty upon conviction of 1 to 3 years of imprisonment. There have been multiple instances of the use of unauthorized names of places by certain individuals or groups of people or organizations with possible malafide intent, which had the potential to create confusion in the administration of the state, states the proposal. Certain administrative challenges are also faced due to such unauthorized use of names of places at the time of discharging their duties by government officials, it added. Under the proposed act, a place names committee will be created to make recommendations on the names, subject to the approval of the government. In the last assembly session in August, the 10 Kuki-Zomi MLAs of the 60-member assembly were absent, as they say they would be unable to travel to Imphal for security reasons. However, there was no legislation work that was taken up or discussed. While the MLAs could not be reached for comment, it is unlikely that they will attend the coming session. Even before such a bill was proposed, on October 5 last year, Manipur Chief Secretary had issued an order warning of action against organizations and individuals involved in deliberately renaming or trying to rename districts, subdivisions, places, institutions, and addresses of such institutions, stating that this could aggravate the law and order situation in the state. The INPI Chamber of Commerce More unit elected their new leaders today, 12 of February 2024. The INPI Chamber of Commerce, established on 10 October 2015, is a community business institution, a federation of local organizations of business whose goal is to further the interests of their business and that of entrepreneurs and the larger community in which they are embedded. The newly elected leaders are President Lupo Otminlal Hangmi, Vice President Chom Khuzang Mate and Thanglal Misao, Chief Secretary Letjalun Mate, Additional Chief Secretary Boboy Ngamkolin Misao and Dinglian Alusay, Chief Financial Officer Ginyaw Sing Son, Accountant Onkusay Baite, Joint Accountant Wilson Aimol, Account Clerks Thong Kulet Guite and Nyamnei Chong Mate, Finance Assistant Nyamnei Tim Lupo, Front Desk Executive Kim Hohai Hau Kip and Nyamnei Ling Tungdim, and Information Secretary Ningnei Ling Baite. The mention had been given the responsibility and power to bring forth massive economic sector growth in our land.
ICCM lang kay grupo sana hazard pasuapat kitong piwa may ko le bayan jong sana di or member kami jong economy is kay yo kuna ma tinga mite ho mite on in zat ko yun ang batilin na mapuisin tahen tao na maging so gazon ang piwa gazon ang piwa.
A 6-year-old girl who went missing in Gaza City last month has been found dead, along with several of her relatives and 2 paramedics who tried to save her after they appear to have come under fire from Israeli tanks. Hin Razat was fleeing the city in a car with her aunt, uncle, and 3 cousins at the time. Audio recordings of calls between Hin and emergency call operators suggest that the 6-year-old was the only one left alive in the car, hiding from Israeli forces among the bodies of her relatives. Her pleas for someone to rescue her ended when the phone line was cut amid the sound of more gunfire. Paramedics from the Palestinian Red Crescent Society managed on Saturday to reach the area, which had previously been closed off as an active combat zone. They found the black Kia car Hin had been traveling in, its windscreen and dashboard smashed to pieces, bullet holes scattered across the side. One paramedic told journalists that Hin was among the 6 bodies found inside the car, all of which showed signs of gunfire and shelling. A few meters away were the remains of another vehicle, completely burned out, its engine spilling onto the ground. This, the Red Crescent says, is the ambulance sent to fetch Hin. Its crew Yusuf Al-Jaino and Ahmed Al-Madon were killed when the ambulance was bombed by Israeli forces, the organization says. In a statement, the PRCS accused Israel of deliberately targeting the ambulance as soon as it arrived at the scene on 29 January. The occupation deliberately targeted the Red Crescent crew despite obtaining prior coordination to allow the ambulance to arrive at the scene to rescue the child, Hin, it said. The PRCS told the BBC that it had taken several hours to coordinate access with the Israeli army in order to send paramedics to Hin. We got the coordination, we got the green lights, PRCS spokeswoman Nibal Farsakh told me earlier this week. On arrival, confirmed that they could see the car where Hin was trapped and they could see her. The last thing we heard is continuous gunfire. Recordings of Hin's conversations with call operators shared publicly by the Red Crescent sparked a campaign to find out what had happened to her. Hin's mother told us before her body was discovered that she was waiting for her daughter any moment, any second. Now she is demanding that someone be held accountable. For every person who heard my voice and my daughter's pleading voice, yet did not rescue her, I will question them before God on the day of judgment, she told the BBC. Netanyahu, Biden, and all those who collaborated against us, against Gaza and its people, I pray against them from the depths of my heart. At the hospital where she waited for news of her daughter, Hin's mother Wisson still holds the little pink bag she was keeping for her. Inside it, a notebook where Hin had been practicing her handwriting. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.